Tonight, we finally know what happened to missing Lafayette woman Ella Goodie. This after suspect Brandon Francisco pled guilty to federal charges. Francisco has also agreed to spend the rest of his life in prison. In return, the government has agreed not to seek the death penalty. I combed through the federal documents recounting Ella's last movements and moments alive with Francisco.
We don't have a body. We don't have anything.
After 3 years and 9 months, Ella's family have some answers. Brandon Francisco detailing to federal agents what happened on March 9th, 2022. That morning, he was supposed to appear in court in Rapides Parish for an attempted murder charge. He feared his bond would be revoked and he'd be put back in jail. So he fled. The plan, get to St. Joseph, Missouri, where he had friends. Francisco says he'd known Ella Goodie, a former Uber and Lyft driver, because she drove him before. Francisco asked Goodie to drive him there, but she said no because she had to be back home with her 2 children. They agreed on Houston, Texas. Francisco met Goodie in Lafayette in her black Audi in the very early morning. Francisco and Goodie check into a Houston hotel around 6:28 a.m. They check out a few hours later at 9:30 a.m. The two then head back towards Louisiana. Goodie stops in Lake Charles to meet a friend. Goodie's vehicle later flagged by Scott police in their investigation.
We know it's her vehicle. Due to the tinted windows, it's undetermined if she was driving or if anyone was with her at that time on March the 9th.
We know now that Goodie was with Francisco. After the stop in Lake Charles, Goodie and Francisco take off again on I-10. Near Iowa, Goodie and Francisco's cell phone activity stops for 51 minutes. It's this area that investigators later search.
This area right here is about a 50 square mile area, and within that area, there are specific areas they are targeting to try to locate evidence.
Francisco now telling federal investigators he took Goodie's vehicle through force. He took the firearm she kept in her vehicle for protection, shot her several times, disposed of her body, and fled in her car. After killing Ella, Francisco spent the night in Bedford, Texas. The next morning, he arrives at a friend's home in Missouri. 15 days later, he's arrested. Francisco has Goodie's firearm and key fob. He also admits to giving a false statement, blaming another man for killing Ella Goodie. 6 days later, Goodie's vehicle is found in Missouri, hidden at a home. The front passenger floorboard covered in blood. 2 bullet holes pierced the vehicle.
I mean, a vehicle is just an object, just a thing, but we'd rather find a person wherever she's at.
3 months after Goodie disappeared, investigators say this.
They are transitioning this actual missing person case to a homicide investigation.
Francisco initially pled not guilty to the federal charge against him of committing a carjacking resulting in death. But just recently, on October 29, 2025, Francisco changed that plea to guilty. He agreed to spend the rest of his life in prison. The federal court documents, however, make no mention of Goodie's body. Goodie's cousin, Jessica.
Every day we lived with this, and we continue to so we can get Lala back where we want her.
The U.S. Attorney General and a federal judge must now accept Francisco's plea. His sentencing is set for January 27, 2026. It's important to note Francisco was facing charges in Rapides Parish before Ella Goodie's death for attempted murder. Francisco will no longer face those state charges or spend the rest of his days in Angola. He'll be remanded to a federal prison if his plea is accepted.